Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gator Talk podcast. My name is Jane Sheridan, and my co-host is Ethan Bosket. Ethan, say hi.
Hello, my name is Ethan Bosket. I will be doing the weather today.
We have a 10-minute podcast. 5 of it will be weather news and stuff, and then after that, we'll be doing the best for last. That's sports predictions. If you do hear any background noise, sorry. Okay, so Ethan will be doing the weather. I hope you got the lines memorized. Here you go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ethan. Today is 71 degrees Fahrenheit, partly cloudy in Jacksonville, of course. Today is Wednesday, 72. Well, the highest will be 72 degrees, and the lowest will be 54 degrees.
And today is Wednesday, January 4th, 2017. 3:01 p.m. Eastern, 2:01 Central, 12:01 Pacific. Alright, so let's get to the good stuff. We already showed the weather. So I'm just gonna pull up. We were talking about sports predictions, right? Mm-hmm. So since I'm not really gonna spend my time on news, we're gonna do sports predictions for all 32 teams for next season. But now we're gonna be doing playoff predictions. Out of the teams, I'm going to say right now, you got to give me 2 teams that will make the Super Bowl, so we're going to go to the AFC first. New England, Kansas City, Miami, Pittsburgh, Oakland, and Houston. Who do you think out of those teams? One team will make it. What team do you think will make it to the Super Bowl?
The Miami Dolphins.
He's saying the Miami Dolphins. That's a surprise. But hey, it's his prediction. Miami 6. Miami is a what?
I think fine. Okay. The Steelers. Never mind. Yeah,
Pittsburgh. Okay, that's a better guess than Miami. So, Miami's the 6th seed, so they barely made the playoffs. Yeah. Pittsburgh is number 3. So you think you'll see Pittsburgh in the Super Bowl?
I think they will go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Out of all these teams, Dallas, Atlanta, Detroit, Seattle, New York, Giants, and the Green Bay Packers. I think I already know who your guess is, but who do you think will make the Super Bowl?
Jenny, you already know New York Giants.
Okay, the Giants are the 5th seed. I mean, they did a good job, 11-5. It's okay. Let me get this microphone straight. Anyways, I got new stuff. I got a new computer and a new microphone, so none of it's so buggy. Hello. Okay, so you think that Dallas and not Dallas. Pittsburgh and the Giants. Okay. I think it's New England and Dallas, and I'm going to tell you why. For New England, 14-2. Yeah. You really can't beat that. And they're going in with a bye week, and they're either going to have Miami, Miami, if they win, or the winner of the Houston or Oakland game. So I really think that New England will be able to make it. And I think Dallas, because Dallas has Prescott and Elliott. Those are the ones I think that can definitely make the Rookie of the Year. Yes.
Well, I usually only pick the Steelers and Giants because those are my 2 favorite teams.
I can see that. Okay, yeah. So let's look at the eliminated teams. Really, first, before I want to say there's a few teams that surprised me by making the playoffs, and a few teams that surprised me missing the playoffs. I'll tell you 2 teams that were surprised, Miami and Houston. Yeah. The only reason why Houston really made the playoffs is because they had a sucky division with Houston, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, and Tennessee. Miami surprised me because last season they didn't make the playoffs. Now, a few teams that surprised me, a couple of them, that didn't make the playoffs was Denver and Andrew Luck. I had a feeling that Denver wouldn't make the playoffs just because no Peyton Manning. They did finish 9-7, so that was pretty good. I thought Indy would make the playoffs because they had Luck back.
But did Bengals make the playoffs?
The Bengals finished 6-9-1 and missed the playoffs.
Oh, I'm surprised about that.
Yes. Going on to the NFC, the 2 teams I was surprised was only, I gotta say, Detroit and New York. Because the 6th and 5th seed are lucky. The only teams I was surprised that didn't make it, well, actually, there's 3 teams. The Rams, the Eagles, and the Cardinals. I'll tell you why the Rams. No, the Panthers finished 6-10, and they missed the playoffs. The only reason why I said the LA Rams, because they started off great in the beginning of the year, then they just went down. Philadelphia started great with Carson Wentz. What? No, you got it all wrong. We already did that. He's getting confused. Sorry, folks. Okay, so let's move on to the teams that missed the playoffs. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 16 per team. Per conference. So we'll be going over 20 teams that missed the playoffs. Let's start with bottom to top. Cleveland. Oh, God. That's all I have to say. They finished 1-15 and had the worst record. I thought they were going to go winless. They almost beat Pittsburgh. What do you think, Cleveland? Do you think they'll have a playoff chance next season?
No.
Oh, I agree. Give me a few reasons why. You saw RG3. He didn't perform good. He performed good against San Diego. They were lucky enough for San Diego to miss that field goal to give the Browns their first win. So what do you think? What do you think are the problems for Cleveland?
Probably their kicker, QB, and wide receiver. That's it.
I would really say they're the whole team.
Yeah, the whole team.
The whole team. They just
They need more work.
the whole team. Period.
Yeah.
So what do you think their record would be if there's 16 games? Let's do the math. 16 games. And do you think they'll finish 1-15? Or will they finish 0-16?
0-16.
Whoa! I think Cleveland will bounce to probably 5-11 if they can get a better team going on.
Yeah.
Our next team, oh God, our hometown, Jacksonville.
Not surprised.
Not surprised here. They beat Indianapolis and Tennessee this year, and they lost to Houston, Tennessee, Indy. Hold on. They lost to Houston. Houston again, Tennessee, and Indy. They beat Indy and Tennessee. Okay, so they are 3-13. What do you think about young rookie quarterback Blake Bortles?
I think instead of firing the
Head coach.
Yeah, the head coach.
Sorry, Gus Bradley. That's really sad.
Yeah,
although the Jaguars did go 1-1.
Yeah.
Without their head coach, which was 100%, and that is higher than Gus Bradley overall, 14 for 48.
I know, but Bradley's been there longer. He knows the players more, and Bortles just needs to get fired. He needs a better QB. They need a better QB.
I think that you should give Bortles another year. The only reason is that he's still new to the NFL.
Yeah, just give him another year.
I would say give him some more time. I wouldn't say trade him, because if you were to put him on free agency, you would have Chad Henne, and I don't think anybody wants Chad Henne.
No.
Chad Henne. That's the only reason. Chad Henne led the Jaguars to 4-12 once. But, did you look at last year? The Jaguars finished 5-11. Blake Bortles threw 35 passing touchdowns. And was actually higher than Tom Brady and Ben Roethlisberger, those two quarterbacks. So, what do you think the Jaguars would finish next year? I think they get a nice 7-9 record. I will pull up their schedule. What do you think they would finish?
Yeah, 7-9.
7-9, okay. New York, 8-8, 9-7.
7-8. No.
8-8, okay.
Yeah, 8-8.
Okay, so I'll see if I have time to pull them up later. The New York Jets, they finished 5-11. Do you even know this team at all? Is what I want to know.
What team?
The New York Jets.
Yeah, they suck.
They're 5-11, okay. I think that they
They're actually not that bad.
we're gonna just predict to their next season record. What do you think their record would be? Out of all these records, what do you think the Jets' record would be? Because they finished 10-6 last year, but didn't make the playoffs because of all the other seeds. What?
5-4.
5-11 again?
That's what I was gonna say. 5-11.
Oh,
It couldn't be 5-11. It just couldn't be.
6-10, 7-9.
6-10.
He said 6-10. Okay. All right. So we got 3 teams down. 7 more to go, and we still
Yeah.
for the AFC at least.
Yeah.
So
I don't think we're gonna finish. Yeah, it's already at 10 minutes.
I'm gonna show you our San Diego.
Wrap this up, start.
There's more parts. Relax. There's San Diego, Cincinnati, Buffalo, Indy, and Baltimore, and Denver, and Tennessee left. San Diego, predict their record. They're 5-11 and 1-4 against the AFC West. Who do you think? What do you think their record would be? Come on, make it quick.
I'm 5-11 still.
5-11. Okay. All right. 5-11. I predict that they will go 4-12. I predict the Jets will go 4-12. I predict the Jaguars would go 6-10. Okay, so those are the teams that we were looking at the AFC. There's still more to come, but that will be later on. A few teams that surprised me, and these are the only teams I want to see go over with, is Carolina, LA, and Philly. Let's start off with Carolina. They finished 6-10 after going 15-1. They dropped to 6-10. What do you think their record would be? Would they go 15-1 again, 16-10, 6-10 again, 7-9, 8-8? What do you think their record would be?
8-8.
8-8. So you'll say that they'll probably just be just shy of playoffs.
Yeah.
Philadelphia finished 7-9. I really think the rookie quarterback Carson Wentz would lead them to at least the wild card round. Philly 7-9. What do you think their record would be next season?
8-8 again.
8-8. Okay. The last team. All right. So I predict Carolina will go 5-11, and I predict that Philadelphia will go 9-7. The last team we want to go over with is the LA Rams. They were leading the division after the first 4 weeks of the NFL season, and then they just dropped. Their record is 4-12. What do you think their record would be next season? Will they have a shot at the playoffs? That's the only question I want to ask you first.
Yes, they will.
They will have a shot at the playoffs.
Yes, that's my prediction.
All right, your prediction? I think they'll just be just shy of playoffs at 7.
Just shy.
I would say their record is 7-9. What do you think?
Yeah, 7-9.
2 predictions for 7-9. Okay, so that wraps up sports. Out of this 15-minute podcast, that we would want to thank you for tuning in, and there will be another Gator Talk podcast finishing up all those other teams. So, to recap, we predicted the Super Bowl. Now, next, we're going to be doing the playoffs, or whenever we got a shot, probably before the playoffs start. And we also did a recap of the few teams that surprised us, and a few teams that really need some help, like Cleveland and Jacksonville.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Bye.